What's up everyone, John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here. Blackberry 10 is coming, although it's about a month and a half away. RIM sent out invites saying, hey, on January 30th, come check out the long-awaited, much-anticipated Blackberry 10, see the software, see the hardware, and hopefully get interested again. So I want to talk a little bit about Blackberry 10, why I'm excited about it. Let's get started. Alright, so flashback to 2007, I loved RIM. I was a dedicated Blackberry user, as I'm guessing you might have been as well. We didn't have many mobile operating systems. This is before the iPhone, before Android, before all the modern stuff we know now. It was dominated by RIM's operating system, and of course the Blackberry that it was running on. There are a few other operating systems out there. Microsoft had one that wasn't overly intuitive and kind of confusing. I used a Blackberry Pearl, several Blackberry Curves, and really back all the way to the black and white days of RIM. So I was really excited when the Blackberry Pearl came out. It was tiny, it had a smaller keypad, and it seemed like a modern operating system at the time. Then of course the iPhone came, Android came, and everybody forgot about RIM. They released several nice phones since then. Of course, 9900 had that baller awesome keyboard. It had a sort of WebKit based browser that had some multi-touch, but just couldn't keep up with what the other operating systems can do, particularly in the apps and development front. Yeah, there was Blackberry App World, but it was populated by not the best quality of applications. So RIM is now getting ready to unleash Blackberry 10. Press invites went out. January 30th is the day we all finally get to see it. We've seen alpha builds, beta builds, dev builds, and all kinds of other builds now ready to actually see legitimate hardware. So rumor is we're going to have two Blackberry 10 phones. One that looks like a regular Blackberry with a physical keyboard and a touchscreen above it. The other one that looks like most other smartphones nowadays. Hopefully they're not going to get sued, but I'm guessing it's going to be a rectangular slab that's going to run their new Blackberry 10. Which is based on the QNX operating system. So I am really excited about Blackberry 10. Let me tell you why. So hear me out first before you start smashing and bashing RIM, as I've certainly done in the past as well. So used an iPhone for the past few years, used Android for the past few years. User experience has been relatively similar. It's gotten better. Both operating systems have improved. They've added new features, but the user interface has still pretty much been the same. I'm excited for something new. I'm excited to try something fresh. Perhaps I've been desensitized to Android and iOS phones, but I really want to try something new. And I'm excited for what Blackberry 10 can do. It does multitasking so well. It takes the best of what WebOS did as far as the cards and the stacks and swiping things off the screen, and adds the speed and the hardware that WebOS never really had with their pre-line of products, or of course the Pixie in there as well. So it's also going to bring RIM's really kick-ass email client in there. You're going to have Blackberry 10's awesomeness as far as web browsing, video, music store is going to be in there as well. You're going to have Blackberry Messenger, and just all kinds of good Blackberry goodness and stuff people used to like, stuff people used to love, but now being modernized. Video chat, for example, in Blackberry Messenger is now going to be there. I am hoping that developers are going to flock back to RIM. Microsoft had a similar situation when they launched their newest version of Windows Phone, but they had very deep pockets. It paid developers a ass ton of money to come over and start developing for them. RIM doesn't have the deep pockets anymore. They do have what used to be a dedicated user base, and hopefully those dedicated users that have maybe since migrated to Android or iOS are going to come back, or at least look at RIM again and say, yeah, I want to try this. Yes, I'm just having a keyboard. RIM's finally has a great offering. I love RIM's keyboards. I'm really excited for a sort of a bold 9900-esque keyboard on a QNX style phone. I just want to see it. I'm rooting for the underdog, much like I'm rooting for Windows Phone. I'm hoping that Blackberry can rise from the ashes, Phoenix style, and be ready to compete as a really solid third operating system. I think they're mostly going to be competing against Windows Phone for that third slot. I don't think they're going to be touching iOS or Android for many, many years to come. But I do hope they find their legs again. I think it's a company that used to innovate. They really ignored the consumer market for a while and focused on enterprise and really rested on their laurels and lost their way. But I'm hoping under fresh leadership, it's going to bring fresh devices and a fresh approach to the consumer electronics market, particularly the handsets. So I hope RIM can succeed. What do you guys think? Are you excited about Blackberry 10? Are you not as excited as I am? Of course, we'll have all the coverage right here on Techno Buffalo. I am John Rettinger. See you next video.
Cool. Just gonna pause that.
Pause it.